I'm gonna start the streaming.
Okay.
Zach, get off of Elder Scrolls.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, it was on there before. No, I was playing it before, and then I turned my Switch on, so it said that. All right, we're good to go in 3. No, I'm not recording. Now I'm recording.
Please do.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Nintendo Dads, episode 170, recorded on March 8th, 2018. On tonight's episode, we discuss one of the biggest Nintendo Directs in a long time, as well as some Kickstarter news. We might talk about the debacle that has become Nintendo allowing you to use your gold coins as eShop currency, and so much more. Zach, cue that music.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Nintendo Dads Podcast. My name is Zach Erickson, and tonight is March 8th, 2018. Joining me tonight after a lengthy siesta since the Nintendo Direct, Justin Masson. What's going on, Justin?
I'm so tired. I didn't fall asleep till like 1:30, so literally that's 2 hours of sleep.
Wow, dude.
I am exhausted.
You have to work?
I have to go to work right after this, so yeah.
It was the Dylan Rolling Western announcement.
I'm gonna be honest, Zach. I just kept like rewinding and watching it over and over again, and I analyzed every screenshot. And you know what I've determined? I still don't care about the game.
Yeah, you know
Speaking
what?
of people who don't care about games, I have nothing. That's how tired I am. Jesse Waldeck, VG Tribune. What up?
Yeah, I thought you were taking that into a reference of, you know, I'm the bitter one, you know, that we said in pre-show about 2 minutes ago.
Well, now I wish I did.
Yeah, that's okay. It happened. It's there. Right on. And as well, joining us from the land of the South, Marty Estes. What's going on, Marty?
I absolutely love everything about today.
Everything?
Not everything. So maybe that was an exaggeration.
You think?
I like how quickly you went
95% of today.
That was
There's not many days. Let me just say this. There's not many days in a man's life where you get a day off work, a fantastic Nintendo Direct, and your dad takes you out and buys you a ribeye steak for dinner.
Wow.
That sounds like a first-class 3-star.
I'm living the life, man.
So I think that was the
Living the life.
fastest backpedal I think I've ever heard.
That was good, though. I liked it.
So if we count all that together, if we count getting to hang out with my dad and a ribeye steak and a great Nintendo Direct and a day off, and then we subtract Dylan's Rolling Western and all the other garbage from the Nintendo Direct that I didn't want to hear about, 95%.
I did not mean for this to be a pile on Dylan's Rolling Western. It is
No, that's totally fine because it deserves it. Who cares?
About that. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. It is.
That's an official. That's the official Nintendo Dads. I'm sorry, I'm hitting my microphone. I'm so excited about this. The official Nintendo Dads tagline: Dylan's Rolling Western. Who cares?
I was going to call it entirely adequate, but maybe that's
okay. Well, yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Anyways, we got tons of news to talk about, and only 2 hours to do it. Hey, Justin, by the time this show is over, you will have slept less time than we did the show. Just so you
probably.
Yeah.
So
anyway, yeah.
So we're getting surly, Justin, tonight. I already see it.
I'm excited. All right, let's get into it, shall we? And the news is brought to you by patreon.com/NintendoDads. For as little as $1 a month, everybody, by the way, you can go over to patreon.com/NintendoDads and support the show. And for as little as $5 a month, you can join our amazing Discord and hang out with all of us cool people over there. Yeah. So do we have a list, by the way? If not, that's okay. Then we can...
No, we do. We have 2 new patrons this week. We want to say thanks to Brian Fernerton and Brad Kaboski for joining us and becoming new patrons of the show. We've got old patrons who upped their pledges this month and all kinds of crazy stuff going on over there. Man, it's super good. It's super good. I'm excited about it. I'm getting ready to do. I'm gonna make a plug right here. Of the Ask Me Anything, the AMA Q&A that for the month of March, it's me. It's me. So if you have burning questions about me,
I do actually.
we'll send it in.
Wait, are these answered privately or publicly?
No,
Because
they're going to be on a video.
questions. Oh, okay, never mind.
They're going to be on a video. And here's how I'm handling this. I've not looked at any of the questions yet.
Oh, you haven't? I have.
No, I'm not. I haven't looked at any of the questions yet, and so they're going to be a complete surprise. My wife's going to film the video, and I'm going to answer them.
Very cool.
So it's going to be like getting caught on the street by the paparazzi.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be
All
great.
Yeah, right on, man.
Send me some questions.
Let's
I want
do
to
it.
answer your stuff.
Cool. So let's do it, everybody. It's going to be a good time, and those are always awesome to have. Just anything from the patrons. You guys are amazing. Those of you who support us, you make this possible. So, yeah, right on. So, before we get into the direct, which of course we have to do, what I want to do is, well, we get to, Jesse. We get to do this. It is a privilege.
That's
first.
better.
First, what I want to do is just cover a couple of quick stories. First one is the weird time glitch thing on the 1 year for all of your save data. If anything that you've played longer than a year ago, you may have noticed. Is this like a widespread thing, or is this? Like
Yeah, it's
like everybody has
everybody. If you bought it day one and bought Breath of the Wild day one, and you looked at it March 3rd, 2018, it said you played 0 hours.
Yeah. So I don't think we really need to talk too much about it, but basically that's just a glitch. A system update in the future is going to fix that, so everybody can panic off on that one. Next one is, I think, a quick note. We just want to let everybody who doesn't know already that Chicken Wiggle Workshop, which is the Switch version of Chicken Wiggle for the 3DS, which actually of the few people who did play it, it was very well received, and so there is a Kickstarter over there. In the first 3 days, they have over half funded already. So like they've got 27 days left, and they've got tons of they've got they've got lots of time in order to be able to reach this goal. So if you are excited about that,
I think they're asking for 30,000, and they've already gotten 16.
Okay.
So
I love
plenty of room to go.
16,240 as of this very second.
Which, by the way, if it really is only going to cost them $30,000 to port that over, like that's pretty awesome. Like it's done.
Have you guys
done,
seen the
right?
artwork on this thing?
It looks great.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a great looking game. So everybody head over there and support that. If you care about continuing to here's the thing that I think specifically with like Jules Watson and Atui and all those guys is that they have been on Nintendo platforms for a long time, and the Nintendo community, like the fan base has been there for them in the past, and I think they've made really great games. And so this is the time I feel like that we can maybe give back to that as well, and kind of show to those developers that have kind of, that this is a game that is great. This is also like basically the closest thing you're going to get to a Mario Maker type game for a while. So, just go to
you guys were reading Jules's Twitter feed during the direct. And his thing was he was basically, it was the most fearful direct he's ever watched. For those of you that don't know, the last time he announced Chicken Wiggle, literally the day after, Nintendo rolled out Nintendo Super Mario Maker 3DS.
Oh, that's right.
And destroyed it. I guess he was quite nervous, so we all were able to breathe some relief for Jules in that one. Now, the way that Nintendo's porting games right now, I still wouldn't be shocked if we see Mario Maker by the end of this year. So, Jules, get that game out quickly.
Here's the deal.
Jules did say on his Kickstarter video that any levels created on the 3DS version are still fully playable, on the Switch.
Oh, that's fantastic.
In either, in both the HD art style or the traditional art style, you can switch back and forth. That's his plan.
And right now, I backed at the $10 level, which was an early bird. I guess level. It's called Early Bird Catches the Worm. so you can get the game for $10.
I get it.
And so right now, though, you can get the game for $15. It's just a $15 back. And the thing is that you're not just getting like an old school classic, platformer out of it. You're getting a pretty robust level design tool as well.
Yep.
If you're into that type of thing, it's almost like you're getting two things in the package. Two individual things. They just happen to both be really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really can't think of any reason why anybody would be like, no, I'm not back this game.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless
if they like those type of things.
Yeah. If this is like, this is the kind of thing where the game is done. It's for a port, right? So it's a pretty safe Kickstarter thing. So that's that. Finally, the last story that is not a Nintendo Direct: gold coins can now be used as eShop currency. And yeah, and so that's a thing. They basically you get 5 cents for every dollar if you are digital, and then 1 cent if it's a physical.
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. So that's interesting. One thing that I've noticed right away is, and I don't know, Justin, if you've noticed this too, but basically what Canadians have found out is that, or at least what I've noticed is that it's all in that I earn coins in from Canadian dollars. The exchange rate is still flat across. Mm-hmm. So in other words, a Canadian My Nintendo coin is worth, I think it actually might be worth a little bit more on the website, but not in the eShop. Does that make sense? So basically,
yes.
Right. So in other words, when I spend, I'm going to have a hard time with math right now. If I buy, we'll do a nice round number. If I spend $50 on the eShop, then I get 100 coins, correct? 100 gold coins. Yes. No. Right. So
no,
that's what,
that sounds like 20%, not 5%. It'd be 25.
I hate math. Whatever. So I get a certain number of coins. The prices are the same on the eShop regardless.
Be 250.
Or sorry, 250. All right. So let's just say I get 250 coins from spending money on the eShop. If the prices in coins on my Nintendo or my.nintendo.com for rewards on the website are the same across regions, right? So for example, a 3DS theme is 20 gold coins. So in other words, that's 20 cents, right? Or I guess not 20 cents. It can be anywhere. It depends on, well, it would be 20 cents because that's how much you redeem them for, right? So it's worth 20 cents to buy that theme.
Right.
But it's
like the gold coins had a value before this, and they've kind of like any gold coins that were previously collected pretty much had a lowering in value of what we thought they were worth. And then now the gold coins have a new value based on the current the price of games now.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I bought a $60 game before digitally, I'd get like 50 coins.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to get 300 coins, but it's still only worth $3. So that 50 coins I got, seemed like it was worth more, but now there's only 50 cents.
Maths is hard.
Yeah, so regardless, like what's interesting to me at least is that I have 900 and something coins right now on the that I've kind of earned over time. Now, for me to then go into the eShop, you would think that it would be a different exchange rate because but actually my gold coins, when I'm spending them on the eShop, the ones that I've earned all up until this point are actually, if you take exchange into consideration, it's worth less. So I only get like $9 Canadian, whereas somebody who had earned 900 gold coins in the US gets $9 American. So like it's kind of weird that way, where I'm just like, okay, that
right.
sucks.
For the gold coins from before March 5th, but now our $60 game where I get 300 coins, you're paying $80 for, so you're going to get 400 coins. So
right.
so the coins are now pairing with the proper exchange rates.
Right. So yeah, just the ones that I currently have, it's like I had to pay an exchange conversion crap thing to them or something. I don't know, but it's kind of annoying, kind of dumb. But I just think it's a little weird. I don't really know what it is about this whole system, but I don't think I like it, and I don't really know what it is about that
I don't like the fact it's only 5%. It was 10 on the Wii U Deluxe program.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and
other than that, I'm okay with it because again, it is just like the digital deluxe program. You know, the thing that I don't like the most is how much our previous gold coins have just degraded in value. See, I thought I would have like $50 or $60 worth of coins, but no, I got 9.
Mm-hmm. And these platinum.
Here's the deal.
I think we knew the platinum coins were always were never going to be.
Right.
They were never going to be anything, like they're only for in-game stuff or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Marty.
Here's the deal. And I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to be. Do you realize how incredibly ungrateful all of us sound when we say we didn't get a bigger discount when we paid for games from the company that made the games?
Well, here's the thing, though.
And here's my point. Okay, they don't really have to give us anything.
That's true, and I agree with that.
And so, like, when people, like, I have seen people go on complete, like, meltdown rants on this online this week, and I'm like, you know what? They could have just not given you platinum and gold coins at all, because every other like publisher that I'm looking at, Microsoft, Sony, where are their loyalty programs? Their loyalty programs are locked behind their paid online service. So you're paying $50 to $60 a year to get free games with gold, PlayStation Plus games. But then you have Nintendo, who's like, you know what? We'll give you a little bit back on every game you get. And here I've been buying games, I've been getting games, and I was able to put $14 down on the new Splatoon DLC. That didn't cost me anything. Like that's a bonus because I was going to buy all those other games or get all those other games to begin with. But here you have a company who's now saying, yeah, I'll give some back. And then I'm in that camp too, because I was like, well, I thought this would be more. We have the audacity to say, we don't like this free money you've given us back on the purchases we made. It should be more.
Yeah.
I mean, does it feel kind of weird?
I agree that they don't have to do it, but they have set a precedent in the past about 10% with the Digital Deluxe program, and they are still competing against Amazon and Best Buy, who can give up to 20% on pre-orders off.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing that I think is that it's not even about the money to me. It's about the fact that previous loyalty programs for Nintendo have been based on getting cool exclusive things. And for the longest time, they had a tab right on the website that said Switch rewards coming soon. And we'll just give you your money back. We'll just give you this back in terms of actual money feels lazy, because what I wanted was something cool for my Switch, right? Like for the 3DS or for the Wii U, you either got free games or discounts on games or whatever, which again, maybe the discount is roughly about the same as the coins back. But I think what we really wanted is something, and I think Japan even really has something like this too, where every once in a while they'll have like the physical rewards, or they'll have something other than, like, I would rather have them spend the time to give us the opportunity to have some cool stuff. Like, honestly, I am more excited about some of the things that are on the current website still, that I don't know, like something that it's like, this is the only place I can get it. And maybe it's the fact that once you become a more, maybe for us, it's like, okay, well, congratulations, you spent all this money on the Switch and I get $9 back. Really? Nintendo, I got $9. What I don't have is a cool theme for my Switch, or, you know what I mean? Like, that's where I feel like the money back is lazy, and it's not it doesn't feel like part of my Nintendo and Club Nintendo has always been the exclusive items and cool stuff like that, and that's what this is not. That's what this is missing.
Yeah.
So.
And another thing people are doing, which they shouldn't be, I don't think, is they're doing the math and saying, in order to get a free $60 game, I have to spend $1,200 in less than a year because these things expire, and they think that's silly. But really, are you really going to hoard the coins until you have 6,000 before you spend them? Probably not. You're probably going to use them $1 or $2 at a time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
here's the thing, though, Zach, as you put it, what you say about physical rewards. I say, that I am okay with what I'm getting as I sit in an office with physical rewards on the walls in the form of posters that came from Club Nintendo. And I still have some that are rolled up that I have not gotten frames yet that are, Smash Brothers.
I'm the same way. I think I have like a half a dozen posters still rolled up.
I would be all the more for physical rewards. I like themes. Themes are great. But if they want to bring back physical rewards, then I'm all for that. The problem that I think they run into with that is, and maybe this is why Club Nintendo, closed or whatever. I don't even know why it closed, but at what point do like those physical rewards just sit? You know what I'm saying? Like, at what point do the physical rewards outweigh the redemption?
So,
you get what I'm saying?
Kind of playing devil's advocate here. Yeah, the physical rewards are more expensive, yes, than just giving away digital free games. But at the time, the Wii was a printing press for money.
Mm-hmm.
The Wii U has never been.
Yeah, but the Switch is going to be, right? Like especially
it
after,
has been so far. The question
right?
is, will it still be 3 or 4 years from now?
All I know is that this right here, this little bag that I think it was supposed to be a DS carrying bag. This is now. I started playing D&D lately. This is my dice bag, and I got it off Club Nintendo, and it's like this sweet. It's got like a Mario thing on it, and it's awesome. And so like little things like that are like, hey, I would totally do that. Or in Japan right now, you can get an Animal Crossing phone case if that's your dig, right? Or like a Splatoon one, and you could totally do that. And I want that business here. But having said that, I understand what you're saying too, though, Marty. Like free money is free money. That's fine. But like $9, like a year later, and I get $9 for it, and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's really underwhelming. So, anyways,
yeah, that's why originally I thought they were going to do similar to the Digital Deluxe program, and each coin be like 10 cents each. Then instead of giving us 300 coins,
they'd have $90, right?
Yeah, right.
Be a lot better.
That's kind of what I was thinking, which is why it was such a kind of a downer to find out. Oh, they're a cent each.
Yeah. So, anyways, what about Justin? What are you thinking?
Well, kind of in related to that, how I might have made a really dumb move because I just spent my gold coins on the Splatoon DLC. However, if you look at my screen, I'm going to put it up there. It shows that I have the game cartridge and another DLC. Another, like, it says, and I click on it and says, you must have the software in order to play this.
Oh, no.
And here's what I realized. I bought this cartridge in the Europe, and I just went to the North American page and just bought the DLC.
Surely you can send them an email tomorrow and they'll refund that.
So I just went to their website, and that's a great question. So I'm in their website. How can we help you? It's a Nintendo eShop and downloads. Which system would you like it for? It's a Nintendo Switch, which best describes your situation. Accidental download or purchase. Okay. They have a little FAQ. I'm going to click on that. Okay. Thank you very much. What to do? We are unable to provide refunds or exchanges for mistaken purchases.
Well, they'll say that on the website, but still, I'd say contact them and see what they can do.
Where's their email? How do I email them?
I don't think you can. I think you got to call them.
You're gonna have to call.
Blipper.
You have to call the Seattle.
But is he going to have to call the United?
Yeah,
the North American one or the Europe one?
Here's what you have to say though, Justin, is I do not own this game as it is listed on the North American eShop. I do not have that. I don't I thought I had it and I don't, and I got rid of it, and so I don't know, whatever you want to say. I don't know what you say, but basically, well, because otherwise it's like I thought, or I thought I had a. In your situation, it's a perfectly legitimate mistake, right? It's like you bought a game in Europe, and the freaking people say it's a region-free system. That is advertised. That has been advertised that it's a region-free system. This screwed up. I think you have a case. It's not an accidental download. It's a misunderstanding based on their own advertising. So I say you got a hell of a case, and if they don't refund it, then you have grounds for like causing some stink.
Yeah,
so,
but since you did it on the North American eShop, and that's where you want the refund from, I think you do have to call the North American
but
Redmond, Washington-based call center.
You should be able to just use a Google Voice number or something like that, and you should be fine. So,
yeah.
Good luck with that, dude.
Thanks.
Yeah. So that's that. I think there's enough of that. So I have something to kind of get us excited to talk about the Nintendo Direct. And to join us, I have some audio from a good friend of ours' reaction stream. So here we go. Hang on. Oh, you didn't hear it. Hang on. I got the audio's weird here. 1 sec. We'll try it one more time here.
2018! This year! There's no way!
Thank you, Roger.
New game! It's a new Smash Brothers!
Oh, Roger.
It's a new Link! It's a new Link! It's, oh my god!
There you go, Roger Space. Everybody go follow him on YouTube. Friend of the show. Hilarious. The man is you can't say he's not passionate. So
that's an understatement.
Let's talk about this Nintendo Direct. Obviously, I think the big one, and we have both the chronological things here as well, or the chronological list. I think we'll do that real quick, but we will talk about Smash Brothers eventually. Let's talk first. First off, I think maybe like, what were your guys' expectations about the Direct? Were you excited? Were you? I think we said, we did a little bit of a stream ahead of time. I don't know if that's actually available on our website, but
it's on the YouTube channel.
But basically, I think I had fairly low expectations. I think I may have actually said, yeah, we'll get one bombshell and that's it, which was pretty accurate, I would say. Like, everything else was new, and there was some really cool, exciting new games and things like that. But a lot of it was like, hey, that's cool, but not like super duper exciting, if that makes sense.
A lot of this was, oh, that's cool, not for me, but that's cool.
Yeah, there was a few games in here that I was excited about, but what about you, Justin? You were kind of in the same boat, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they had some things they had to basically prove to us of what was going to be played into 2018. I think we were curious what the big flagpole game was going to be, how that maybe impact the E3. There was a lot of rumors swirling around beforehand, so I was kind of cautious going into it, but I think they did a good job.
Yeah. What about you, Jesse?
Yeah, I kind of went into it not expecting a lot. Like you said, like one or two like big announcements, but it's kind of like looking over the list of games. For me, there isn't any game here that is a must-buy for me. There's a few maybes, other than Detective Pikachu, which I've already pre-ordered. But other than that, I'm not sure I'm going to get any of these.
You're a big fan of the Layton games, right? That's basically, like, I feel like Detective Pikachu is basically going to end up being like Ace Attorney, Professor Layton, sort of.
Kind of what I'm hoping, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool. What about you, Marty?
So I went in fairly expectant, but it was like Nintendo used this Direct and was like, let me deconstruct all the things you're expecting, and then let me build you back up and tell you what you should expect, right? Because I think this is probably, for me, this is the strongest presentation that they've had since E3.
So they did already debunk one of my predictions for the year.
What's that?
What was that?
I said Nintendo would end support of the 3DS in 2018. There would be no Nintendo games released in 2019.
That's true.
That's so funny that they announced the 2019. They did that as a statement. Can we just say that? It was not,
I told you that it was not dead.
They did not need to announce, of all games, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. They did not need to announce that today. That was purely a statement of, that's right, ladies, it's sticking around until next year, right? Like, that's all that announcement was for. Let's be clear about that. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I agree. That's right on. So let's get into this here. First, we'll go over the 5 3DS games that have been announced or that were talked about today. And by the way, I want to just say too, like when we talk about the fact that the 3DS is still being supported, I think it's important to note that like one of the games that they announced today is in 2019, which means there's only really like we don't have that many. Well, I guess and Sushido, which is also coming to the 3DS,
and Captain Toad.
But like those games, I don't have a problem with them spending time and effort on those because they're just kind of like, I don't know, it's like a little game every couple of months. Maybe it's interesting, maybe it's not. If it's cool, I'll get it. If not, I don't care. It's not that big of a deal. Like I said this, I don't know if I said this during the live show or afterwards, or when we did the reaction, but I feel like Nintendo kept saying over and over again, yeah, no, really, the 3DS is sticking around. No, really, the 3DS is sticking around. And I personally was like upset about it and, oh, why? And then it kept happening. And I've gotten to this point where it's like, okay, no, they're serious. They mean it. Okay, well, I guess that'll be, yeah, sure. Okay, I can accept that.
Here's the thing, Zach. I think that, and I'm kind of the same way. Like I joked around with you during the old live stream we did earlier about are going through the stages of grief. Are you at acceptance? Now, and I think that like acceptance is kind of where I'm at too. And like, but here's why I'm okay with that. And some people very bluntly pointed this out, earlier when I said something about what I was excited about from the direct, on Twitter, and they were like, "Oh, nice to see you not hating on the 3DS," and I get that. There's people who really love the 3DS. That's fine. Part of what encouraged me so much about this and kind of made me get to the acceptance stage is that 4 out of the 5 games that we're about to talk about are remasters or ports.
Yeah.
Basically,
yep. They're not taking away from what I want.
Right. And then when you go and you look at the other 2 that were announced, further on into the direct when it was talking about the Switch more, again, it's a port and it's a 3DS version of a game that's coming out on the Switch. If they want to do that and they want to develop those games
Sushi
together,
one was originally announced for 3DS and then now it's coming.
so the Switch is kind of an upgrade version of that, right?
Right.
So if they want to do that and they want to have dual versions, I'm cool with that, like they did with, I guess, Fire Emblem Warriors. But I still kind of don't see the point. I would rather than be putting those resources to the Switch. But hey, more power to you, 3DS folks.
Well, and I think too, like there's basically I feel like what they've done with their 3DS strategy moving forward is that they have identified what we were really upset about, which is the feeling that by them putting particular game, let's just use Metroid Prime or Metroid Samus Returns as an example, by them putting that on 3DS, it meant that there was a game that could have been on the Switch but wasn't, and that's what felt bad, right?
Yeah.
And what they've done is that any game that and like on this list, I feel like WarioWare Gold maybe could have been a Switch game too, right? Like it would have been nice if they would have given us a Switch version, but for the most part, it's like, yeah, those the Captain Toad as well as Sushido, those 2 games, it's like, yeah, no, those are games that people are going to want on the Switch. And I think moving forward, any of the big titles that we'll probably see dual versions. I think that we'll see that more as the 3DS continues.
So,
but
if the WarioWare was on Switch, it would actually be very limiting on what we could and couldn't do.
Because of the dual screens, you're probably
Dual
right.
screens, the microphone. So
Touch screen.
So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I think the 3DS is a good fit for that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Same with Bowser's Inside Story. The engine's already there, right? So, all right. So let's talk about this real quick then. The 3DS stuff. First one, WarioWare Gold, 300 micro games, releases August 3rd. This one, I don't know. I actually am going to read the press release for this one because I don't understand exactly what this is. I'll read it here. So this is the press release. The Frenetic WarioWare series is back, and for the first time, it's on Nintendo 3DS. Really? That was the first time? That's crazy. With 3 fast-paced micro games that can be controlled by pressing buttons, tilting the system, tapping the touchscreen, or using the microphone, WarioWare Gold is the biggest entry in the series, and for the first time, the game includes fully voiced characters. WarioWare Gold launches exclusively. Okay, so it's an actual game. I thought it was going to be like a Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix sort of deal, where it was
there is some mixes with older versions, but I think there's still new stuff too. Yeah, I think the last 3 WarioWare games were Touched, Twisted, and the one on the Wii.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, there was a Wii U. There was, I mean, if you want to count it, that Game and Wario.
That was garbage, but yeah. But it was on the Wii U.
I had fun with that game.
It wasn't a full.
See, that one kind of pissed me off. One of the demo stations at E3 2011 was the shield pose thing, which I thought was awesome. And when I heard that there was going to be part of that Wii U WarioWare game, I got excited. I bought it. It was literally the last game you unlock, and I played through the game once and never touched it again. They actually ruined it. They changed enough of it from the final game versus what the demo was from 5 years earlier that it wasn't as fun.
Yeah. So Marty, you were saying you were excited about.
I'm extremely happy about this because I've been saying for a while, like, where is WarioWare? Like, and again, not Game and Wario. Like, I need a new WarioWare, and like for them to take this and kind of make it, it's almost like they could have called it WarioWare Greatest Hits, right? Because I saw some games that I have played before on past WarioWare games, and I saw some that I'm not familiar with because I didn't ever play Twisted. And
you gotta play Twisted. That's probably the best of the series.
I know, and I missed it. I totally missed out on that one. And the DIY, the WarioWare Do-It-Yourself, I missed that one too. And so
I forgot about that. I didn't play that one.
To be able to go back and play these games, and for them to like make what seemed like some pretty significant upgrades for them. Like, I remember playing the ever-loving crap out of those WarioWare games when they first came out because you could pick it up, and it was, I was playing it on a Game Boy Advance SP. So you have the suspend thing, you can pick it up, you can play a few minutes, you're waiting in line to get food or whatever, and then you put it in your pocket and you're gone. And so, like, this was kind of the point. And there's 2 tipping points for me in the 3DS and the way that I feel about it. This is one of them. The other is a game we're going to talk about here in just a few minutes. Mm-hmm. This is one of those games where I went, okay, like, for the first time since Samus Returns, I want to spend money on the 3DS. Mm-hmm. I want this game. And I will be buying this game download because I think that like, I don't want a cart for this.
Yeah.
But I do fully expect this to be, one of their full-fledged $34.99 releases. It's going to be, there's going to be hidden stuff. There's going to be unlockable little toys and things you can play with in there because that's what they're known for with the series. But I can't be happier about this. I'm super excited about this game. And August 3rd, I mean, that's what all of the games, like, I guess, 4 out of 5, or if you want to say 6 out of 7, if you go into what they announced during the Switch section, they all launched this year.
Yeah. Well, no, yes. Yeah, all of them but one. Yes.
All of them but Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story.
Yeah. Right on. Okay, next up we have the other one that Marty's super excited about, Dylan's Dead Heat Breakers.
Oh, yeah. You know it, man. Can't get enough of Dylan.
Actually, you know what? Dylan, I feel like, here's the thing that I have this relationship with the Dylan series is I really like everything about it except the gameplay. Like, like this, like the characters, the art style, the setting. Like
what I thought you were about to say was I like everything about it except actually playing it.
oh, that too, yeah. But
And that's where I'm at. I feel like I could watch it because I feel like those games, and maybe I'm wrong. Somebody who's out there can correct me, or one of you guys who's played one. They're probably about 5 or 6 hours. Somewhere between maybe 5 to 10 hours of gameplay. I could watch that and be done with it.
You know what though? I feel like the almost like the concept even, and maybe it's like sort of my Sonic background, but like the whole idea of like I played the first one and it was like this rolling armadillo guy, and you would like swipe on the screen and it would speed him up and all that kind of stuff. I really liked that part of it. It was the frantic running around the map while a tower defense thing was going on, and I'm like, oh crap, no, like it was frantic in the not fun sort of way, like I'm just not doing this right, and I'm not understanding what this game is expecting of me, and therefore I'm just not doing well. And so like I feel like that game, and I actually have played tower defense games before, and they're not terrible, but it's just sort of it's tower defense if you were a person on the ground that had to manually run from tower to tower to upgrade the towers, and you don't get an overhead view. You just have to run around the map upgrading.
That just sounds unpleasant.
Like that's what the whole game is, and then fighting the
you
bad
fight a
guys.
boss every now and then, right?
Yeah. So that's
that sounds a little when you describe it that way, it does not sound exciting. It sounds tedious.
Having said that, this game may be different than that, right? Like this is
It looked like it had some racing elements.
Yeah, it has cars in it this time, which is cool. So it
you
could
drive
be good.
instead of roll.
Yeah, it could be good. So I don't know. We'll see. There is a demo that's coming on May 10th, which is good.
That might change my mind. Who knows?
And then it releases on May 24th. So that's cool. Again, I feel like they're just putting in games here that are, and that is a retail release, right? So that's, I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Have the previous ones been retail, or are they eShop only?
eShop only. So this one may be a little bit meatier, and we'll see how that goes. The next one here is Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey. Man, whoever wrote that title, it's worse than the last one. Releases 2019. They've added some Bowser Jr. stuff in it. I said during our live reactions, I am much more a fan of the sprite art of the Mario and Luigi series. Since they made the switch to the 3DS, I'm not as much of a fan of this series anymore. Like the pixel art was such a great part of that series, and now that they don't have that anymore, I'm a little bit sad, but so I'm not as excited as maybe other people are, but this is the best game in that series too. So I think that's an important thing to.
Yeah, this one's one of the maybes for me, just because it was my favorite game in the series on the DS, but I also bought the Superstar Saga remake. Haven't even touched it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
I will say that the Superstar Saga remake is very well done.
It is.
My son got it for Christmas. He begged for it, and I've probably played it more than he has. And I was really impressed. Like a lot of the updates that they brought into it, while keeping the game, still what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have high hopes for this game. It's not one that I'm going to just I think I'm not going to run out and grab it. But if it goes on sale, like if Nintendo has one of those, weird out of the blue sales, where it's like, 40% off of, they did it with Sticker Star many years later. But, and that might be, maybe I'll pick this up. Or maybe because this is a 2019 game. We didn't mention that.
Yeah.
It's 2019. And that was the game where, Zach, you were saying that Nintendo was kind of like, yep, we're doing it.
Yeah, they didn't need to announce this. They really did not need to announce this game.
But here's the thing, it looked pretty done.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, they showed dialogue and it was translated and
the engine is done, man. Like that engine is.
Yeah, they're just sitting on this.
This is the fourth Mario and Luigi game on the 3DS. Like they're not even. they're not even struggling at all with those anymore. So that's coming out next year. I'm sure, we'll see how that does. Next one is Detective Pikachu, which comes out in 2 weeks, which is kind of cool. I'm interested to see this game. I'm on the fence about this one right now. Like, it's available for pre-purchase, but I'm on the fence with this one. If I do get it, I'll probably get a cartridge because I think my son will want to play it too. So
I did a pre-order of this, and I actually did pre-order a physical copy, partly because of the Amazon Prime discount, partly because my son will probably want to try it too.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get the giant amiibo?
Of course.
He ordered the giant amiibo. Actually,
I ordered the giant amiibo.
I'm excited to see your unboxing of that ridiculous city, because that thing, there is no way I'm spending. How much is that? Like $20?
It was $29.99.
Oh my gosh, dude, that means it's going to be $45 at least up here.
And when I realized, when I rationalized that I can use my Smash Pikachu amiibo to do the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, forget that noise. Yeah, that's crazy talk.
I don't think I have a Pikachu amiibo. So.
And see, that's the thing. Like, not a lot of people, unless they got it through the first, in the first wave.
Yeah.
Pikachu stuck around on shelves because he was one of those over-ordered characters in the first part of Amiibo, but there's not been another Pikachu since then.
Yeah.
Even though they should have totally done Pokemon Amiibo for Pokken Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And that would have driven sales of that even more. I don't know why they didn't, but probably because Animal Crossing tanked so hard.
Oh, that was such a, it'll be interesting actually to see what the next Smash Brothers, if they put Amiibo support into it, what that will be. I bet you they don't do the entire lineup again unless it's cards.
We're going to talk about that when we talk about Smash.
Yeah.
And I have some interesting theories on that.
Yeah. So finally, the last one that they announced that is just for the 3DS is Luigi's Mansion, which is a remake of the GameCube game. So all of you people who are waiting for to play Luigi's Mansion on your Switch, good news, it's coming on the 3DS.
Yeah, good news. I just spent $30 on a GameCube copy of this. Thanks, Nintendo.
You know what though? $30. I hate to tell you, but you're going to be paying $40 for a copy on the 3DS, right?
Yeah. Here's my question about this game. I love what I saw about it, because I love Luigi's Mansion because it's so different, than anything, than a lot of games. Let's put it that way. At the time when it came out, it was like, what in the world am I playing? I love the fact that the map is on the bottom screen of the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, Dark Moon controlled so much different than the original Luigi's Mansion. I had no clue about that until I went back and played it. I wonder if they're going to update the controls. They didn't really talk about that.
I imagine from what I watched on that trailer, it looked like the 3DS engine.
Yeah, it's running on the Dark Moon engine, definitely.
Right, and so I wouldn't be surprised if the controls are very similar to Dark Moon, and they just end up having the outline or the map layout of the original, and
now,
all the same battles and stuff like that.
It's been a while since I've played Dark Moon, but maybe you can help me with a refresher here. Were ice and fire powers in
Dark
Moon?
I don't think so.
Okay, so you do get those in. Or at least fire. I can't. Maybe you did get ice, too, in Luigi's Mansion. I think you did. It's been so long since I played it, and it obviously it shows Luigi blowing fire out of the poltergust in the trailer. So I wonder, and that was a big thing, to be able to do use the stick on the GameCube controller to go up and down on that.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how faithfully it's going to I don't want it to faithfully transfer over, and the controls on the old Luigi's Mansion feel archaic if you've played Dark Moon.
Yeah.
I really would like for them to be updated. The boss rush mode, I think, is a pretty cool addition too, and I would bet that there's something neat that you unlock with that.
Yeah, that'll be cool. So that is all the 3DS stuff, and then of course we'll talk in a minute about Captain Toad and Sushido. Sushi Striker, I guess, is the one. So let's head now into Justin. Do you have any thoughts on those? You've been so quiet, and I know that you're just so invigorated by this discussion. I want to make sure that you get your 2 cents.
Well, I mean, I think the things that I'm commenting is a little bit of a gloatingness of, see, I told you the 3DS wasn't dead. So there's a little bit of that, and then from a excitement level, I'm really excited to play Luigi's Mansion. I didn't play it on the GameCube at all. I missed it completely, so this will obviously get me to play it on the 3DS. I'm very excited for that. And the other thing I'm hoping is that this shows that the Luigi Mansion series is still somewhat maybe alive in context. So could we see Luigi's Mansion 3 on the 3D, or sorry, in the Nintendo Switch? The other question I kind of asked myself is this what Nintendo was going to do with GameCube ports? Is not put it on the Switch, but rather port them to the 3DS, right? So could we see a Super Mario Sunshine port to the 3DS as well?
Justin, you shut your mouth right now, because
is that how they're going to keep the 3DS alive?
I will tell you what, if that happens, mark this episode and mark this timestamp. If that happens, I will buy that white and orange 3DS. Just to say I'm sorry to the gods at Nintendo.
And if that happens, then another one of my predictions is shot down.
I need Sunshine.
So I wonder if that's what they're doing. And I'll leave that. And again, you can send your hate mail to Zach Erickson at NintendoDads.com.
Wow, that's totally not my address, and I wish it was. That'd be amazing. All right, let's get into some Switch stuff. First up,
all day to play that, weren't you?
Yeah, I was right ready. That was good. Hey, so the first one is that they talked about is Kirby Star Allies, which launches next week. They showed off there's more friends. Hey guys, more friends. Go play the demo. Comes out next week. I don't really know what else to say about.
Can I do want to stop here, and I want to say something I picked up on that maybe others did not during this, is that, they say you've got this, they call them dream friends. So it's DDD, it's Meta Knight, it's Waddle Dee. Guess who has amiibos in the Kirby line?
Yep.
Right? Okay. So I'm gonna guess that there's something in there. But then, and I was saying that during our reaction, and then they throw out Maxie, is that its name? From Superstar Saga?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Marks from
Marks. Okay, Marks and Gooey from Kirby, and then the 3 pets from Kirby's Dream Land 2. But this is what they said. They said the first Friends pack will release at the end of March.
Right.
Then they said, and they were like, other friend packs will be coming. So here's my question. I think it's fun to speculate. Who's next? What are they going to do? Because, I'm thinking, are they going to double dip characters from other series?
Honestly, I know so little and care so little about Kirby lore that I don't. I
love
well,
your
there's not much lore to begin with. But
I'm going to be honest.
What I'm saying is, where do they go with that?
Yeah,
because
all I know is the first level always fights a tree. That's literally all I know about Kirby.
The Windy Wisp, whatever.
I don't even know its name. I always know it's a
Wispy
tree.
Woods.
Yeah.
Wispy Woods. All you Kirby haters, back off. But no, I'm serious. Because they've kind of blown the Friends thing in one shot. If they do all of those at once. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Maybe bosses from older games, and that's probably what it is.
Maybe,
but
yeah.
Now, one thing that I've heard about Star Allies, or 2 things I've heard. Number one is people are saying, well, it looks really easy. It looks really boring. It looks really dumb. And then we've heard some rumors circulating on the internet that most of the game's content is post-game.
What? Really? Interesting.
Yeah. I read that the other day on Reset Era that
just like every Mario game in the last 10 years.
Yeah, that you beat the game and then there's a really robust post game. And I don't know about that. Hopefully we'll find out soon if Nintendo will send us a copy. I would love for that.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, we would love to find out about the post game, Nintendo. That'd be great.
Hey, let's do that at this point. Yeah, let's do it. So that is Kirby Star Allies coming out next week. Next up, we have Okami HD.
Yes.
Coming summer 2018 using the touchscreen in handheld mode and motion controls in TV/tabletop mode. Do they have normal mode? Do they have? I guess that's my question.
I imagine joystick, like using the regular controllers like you would if playing it on a GameCube or PS3 would still work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
I guess this was a PS2 game, wasn't it? Originally.
PlayStation 2 that ended up getting ported to the PS4 in an HD remake. And which I also just picked up recently. And
so basically, whatever you pick up.
And then there was a Wii version.
And then Nintendo will put it on the Switch.
Yeah. So that's I don't know. That's a thing. It's I know there are a lot of people who like Okami. I'm happy that you're happy.
I think I rented the Wii version or the PS2 version once, and that didn't suck me in.
Yeah.
It's like Zelda with a dog, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Zelda already has a dog.
Yeah, it's called Link. It's called Wolf Link. I don't know. Or just the Doge in Breath of the Wild. Next, which actually, now that I say that, is that even like I don't think
silly.
Yeah. So next up is Sushi Striker: The Way of Sushido. Now it was originally announced as a 3DS game and is now a Switch game as well, coming on June 8th. And there is online multiplayer for this game. The original trailer for this game had the weird song. It's super Japanese. It is one of the most Japanese games in the humor seems like it's similar to like Rhythm Heaven and like WarioWare a little bit. The gameplay not even close, but like some of that just really weird, quirky Japanese humor, which I think could be pretty cool. I've got my eye on this one. We'll see. The thing is that may turn me off from this one is if it becomes one of those puzzle games that is super stressful, then I'm like, I don't know if I want to. Like there are those kinds of puzzle games that feel like you're playing the top half of a game of Tetris on super speed that I just don't want to play. You know, like if that's what it is, then I don't want to do that. But
like when they were showing the preview and all those lines of sushi are going back and forth and they're like stacking up, you know, and they stack up like 13, 14, 15 plates. And it's like, oh, you can stack them up and throw them in. Like that just stressed me out just watching it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can't. And I know that they're probably showing like a midpoint in the game, probably, you know, that they teach you slow and it ramps up to that. But that just gave me anxiety.
Here's the thing is that, and kind of to what you're saying, Marty, it is very important for them, like, if they ramp you up to that, and by the time you've gotten to that speed, you have a sense of mastery over what you're doing, and you're like seeing the Matrix, you know, then at that point, if that's the case, then it could be really, really good because you could end up feeling that real good sort of like sense of mastery and this ability to kind of, you know, feel like I'm doing something amazing and I know what I'm doing and I'm doing it super fast. If they lead you into that well enough and if the gameplay is smooth enough, then that could be really, really fun or really stressful. So, I don't know what the deal is with that, how it'll be. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's that one. Next one is Octopath Traveler. By the way, that was June 8th. Octopath Traveler, they showed off a couple more characters. They showed basically like a multi-class system with your jobs, which was kind of cool. And then the special edition. And this is coming out July 13th. And they have dropped the project off of Project Octopath Traveler. The game's just called Octopath Traveler now. I feel like what probably happened is they realized, oh, you know what? We've done so much playtesting with this that if we change the name now, people aren't going to know what it is. So we have to keep the name. So Octopath Traveler, July 13th. Is anybody here excited about that?
Yes.
No.
I'm looking forward to it.
I should be. Really? But I'm not sure.
Really? What is it about that?
I don't know. Playing the demo, I didn't like the camera angle. especially when you're in dungeons and tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
The way they had the fixed camera angle, I didn't like, and
I'm totally on board.
And I'm not a fan of job systems games. I didn't like Final Fantasy 3 and 5. And
the job system, like when they announced that you could pick up a second job, and do customization with that, that did kind of kill a little bit of my excitement for this game, to be honest.
Default, I don't remember the name of the game now. The
Bravely Default.
Bravely Default. I rented that and got to the first boss, but the job system hosed me. I literally would have had to change jobs and regrind in order to get anywhere. So I said, okay, that was enough.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
I'm
not a fan of job systems.
I'm sorry. I just love the fact that this looks like Final Fantasy 3, 6.
It looks beautiful, and it sounded has a similar sound, but there's a few things enough things that bother me that this is still a maybe for me.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Demo enough that I'm okay with it. I don't know that I definitely am not going to be getting the special edition.
Oh no, I don't have room anymore. Like I am out of room that
If I was as hyped for the game as I should be on paper, I would be wanting the special edition.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not.
What is it about you know what I think it is for me that has me a little bit not as excited as I could be is maybe that it's not like fantastical enough, if that makes sense. Like it's almost a little bit like it's got a very cool art style, but it's almost like where's the flashy, colorful magic in this game? Maybe that's like I feel like they could do it with a dose of color. Because it is a little bit bland, or at least like neutral colors and stuff like that. It
seems to be grounded pretty close to reality. A lot of the themes from the demo, very very verbose.
Yeah. So in that sense, like I love the art style. I love everything they're doing that way, but the world could be a little bit more exciting, I guess. So we'll see how that goes. So that is Octopath Traveler. Then we got a couple more here. See, I don't really know what to say about this one. Like Travis Strikes Again, No More Heroes. I'm not excited about that game. 2018. It doesn't look. It does that. Nothing about that game looked unique at all.
Did anyone here play No More Heroes?
I did.
Okay, yeah, so talk about how you feel about that.
I'm gonna be really honest. I picked it up at like GameStop on like a bargain deal of like $5 for it. So I thought I'd give it a shot, and it was all right. Like it was a different approach, and I think it was a definitely an M-rated mature game for the Wii, and it was interesting. But it only caught my attention it was very much the waggle, right? That was what it was all about in the Wii eras, right? You had like this katana lightsaber, and it was okay, but it was nothing but it was also very meta. Like there was always a game within a game in some way, right? Or there was tips to the nods to the gaming industry. This doesn't really catch my attention. I'm much like Zach. I'm not super hyped, and I think Nintendo's wanting us to be hyped for it, right? And I think Suda51 wants us to be hyped for it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm a pass on that one. It doesn't really interest me.
Yeah. They got more work to do there, I think, with that one. It seems pretty bland. I mean, the writing and stuff like that may end up being kind of crazy and cool, but we'll see. Then we've got what else here? Dark Souls Remastered with the most ridiculous amiibo to date. Like I don't know, Dark Souls people, maybe people in the chat here. What is the deal with this amiibo? Because I don't understand. I don't understand the amiibo. You know what? I'm going to go to reddit.com/Dark Souls just to see what's going on over there. But like, is anybody here excited for Dark Souls?
No.
Cautiously. I'm really glad that they're getting. I'm really glad that we're getting like the network test, or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
that'll be nice to be able to give that a shot. It
Yeah,
could
I rented this in the PS3 and really got frustrated quick.
Mhm.
Okay, so Zach, so you to fill in the gap here for you, Solaire of Astoria is from Dark Souls. Gained a fan following due to his personality and quotes, popularizing the phrases "praise the sun" and "jolly cooperation." He is a non-playable character who is revealed to have an obsession with the sun and set the goal for himself of finding his own sun. Is part of the covenant of the Warriors of Sunlight in the game.
As
So
you do.
I feel stupid.
I guess he's a guy that you run into throughout the game, and he does that pose, the
Okay.
praise the sun pose, and so that causes your character to do that pose when you tap the amiibo. Surely there's something more that it does, though.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if that was it. Like, because it seems so the thing is that it can't be just like an afterthought, because this is an actual product that had to be like created and everything. Like, it's an amiibo. So that's anybody who wants this better like give a kidney and be there early, because they're making about a dozen of these.
That's
Like,
what I was going to say. They're going to make 5 of these, and you're going to need to go to your local GameStop and participate in death match
yeah.
for these.
Mm-hmm. So good luck with that, everybody.
You have to find out whose cooperation is the jolliest.
Yeah. So
Either that, or they're going to be like the Metroid 2-pack, and they're going to show back up at GameStop after months and sit there and collect dust.
yeah.
Which
So
is what they're doing right now at my GameStop.
yeah. So there's so that's that. That's coming out May 25th. I have my eye on it, depending on if my some of my video game apathy has
Do
subsided.
you like more than Hard as Nails video games?
Depends.
Because I've just heard this is like, I have a friend who played through all 3 of these games and loves them. In fact, he says Dark Souls, like the series Dark Souls, is probably his favorite video game series of all time. Shout out to Brandon.
Mhm.
But he said you have to have an incredible amount of patience to play these games,
Nope, not doing it.
Nope.
because it's all about learning patterns and dodging, and then you're
Yeah.
going to die anyway.
Yeah, I can't even figure out which time in Bayonetta. So I'm not
I
gonna-
don't like the idea that I have to die in order to learn in a game, if that makes sense. Like, that it's going to punish me for learning. That needs that's not fun. I'll probably pass. I'll try the demo. Then they talked about gold coins. Let's get through some of this here. We've got Mario Tennis Aces. So this is coming out June 22nd. There are more than 15 playable characters, up to 4 players on one system. They showed some cool local multiplayer in like tabletop mode too. Like, you could do 4 systems connected together as well. I could go into a whole thing about how I feel nostalgic and miss link cables for a second, but I won't. It's more of a nostalgia thing. Then they talked about a bunch of mechanics that I don't think we really need to get into here. There is online play with online tournaments, and
Well, we have to mention the destructible weapons.
yeah,
Do we?
Yes, we do.
Nintendo's latest game fetish, destructible weapons.
yeah, there you go. But I guess one thing that I would mention is that it does seem like they're trying to attract a wide range of customers with this, like a wide range of people, because there is a simple mode and a swing mode, or whatever, like a motion controls. I said during our live reactions that this looks like and I don't know if they're like how hard they're trying to pursue this, but I bet you we see an ad online somewhere that is basically another Wii Sports type ad with people doing motion control tennis, and that's what the ad for this is going to be. And they'll also
Can we just call this what it is? It's ARMS 2018.
yeah. Oh, it's totally.
I mean, it's in the exact same release date window
Yeah.
that ARMS was. They're pushing it kind of in the same way, like, oh, it's a technical game, but it can be casual, and there's online, and we're going to do a test for it. I mean, it's almost identical to the way that they rolled out ARMS, right?
Yeah.
And it, like, there's parts of it that even mimic the way that ARMS was a delayed release as far as characters and stages and things, like with the online tournaments. You know, they clearly insinuated that, hey guys, Koopa Troopa is not in the game, but if you play online, you can unlock him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so yes, there's 15 characters, but how many more are you going to be able to unlock via online?
Yeah, that's true.
Because that silhouette was definitely a Koopa Troopa.
Yeah. Oh, it totally was.
And what was it? Was it items and characters, or was it?
I think it was like portraits or something. I can look it up. Hang on. Maybe the press release says
Characters were the only, I mean, like, that caught my attention immediately. Because that's what I'm going to go online and try to unlock those. But, like, as someone who is non-thrilled generally about sports, like, I will watch it if it's on, especially football. I really don't know anything about it. Like, this made me want to play tennis.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm going to buy this game, and I'm going to enjoy it way, way, way more than Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. Like, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash looks like why did they even put that game out compared to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you factor in, you know, not just the, like you said, it's accessible, but it's also technical. But then you factor in the fact that there's a story, like what did they call it? Story mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that story mode is they invoked the name of the Game Boy Advance version of this game when they announced it, and nothing that I saw today was anything outside of matches, right?
But when they showed it, like when they announced it, they showed an overworld map. In that original trailer, they showed a character moving between points on an overworld map.
I am a little bit. So here's the thing: is that today made me more excited for the more casual side of Mario Tennis, and like making them basically putting like a really good polish and like making a really good standalone game of a Wii Sports type tennis game, and if that's with also, of course, then being able to at the same time have a very technical sort of Mario Tennis game for the hardcore players, that is cool. But I didn't see anything today that got me excited about the story mode of this game. So we'll see.
What is the likelihood you guys think that we're ever going to get another kind of Wii Sports type game? Because I wouldn't mind one.
I wouldn't either. I don't know. I think at this point maybe they just take those lessons and they put them elsewhere, because I mean, the way that they did Wii Sports on the Wii Sports Plus, is that what they called it on or Wii U Sports? I don't even remember what they called it on the Switch, but they did that so poorly, like the way that they rolled that out and marketed it and everything, and they made you buy them piecemeal or rent the games. Do you remember that you could pay like $2 and play Wii Bowling for a day?
See, I was fine with that, because all I wanted to do with that was play bowling. So I just spent $10 on that, and I was okay with that.
But I think that that in general is just such a weird model to sell games that I don't want to, like, I think if they're going to do that they should just, what they should have done is they should have just sold games individually on the eShop. They should have sold the tennis game on the eShop. They should have, like, you know what I mean? Like the whole.
I got you. I see what you're saying. Like a self-contained.
That sort of
thing.
sales model is weird in North America, but in Japan, they have more games on that sales model. Like there's a karaoke game that came out with Wii U's launch that I think is also, if I heard, was also coming to the Switch. That, you know, you don't just buy the game, you kind of rent timeshare on it. So like you can play it for an evening and have a party, and then at the end of that your time's up and you want to play it again, you got to pay more.
Yeah, that's a little, I don't know, man, that's a little goofy for me. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm just saying that sort of thing is more common in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I am interested to see what this game ends up being. But that story mode, they got to do better on that story mode. I got to see some cool stuff for me to be excited about that. Now that they've delivered, if it ends up that's underwhelming, that'll be sad. So we'll see. Who knows? For all we know, we could end up. It's just that they haven't really decided to announce any of that yet. So next up, we have back to. Sorry. Go ahead.
They also announced they're going to do a pre-launch online tournament sometime before June 22.
This is the test punch sort of thing, which actually, I will say that this is a much better way of doing the test punch in a timed manner, because if they do it as a tournament, it doesn't feel like a very small window for a demo. You know what I mean? Like, because that's basically what it is. But having it be a tournament means that it's okay to to have it be a time limited thing, which I think is smart. So,
can we pause right here for just a second and go back to Dark Souls, because I just found out something.
What?
The Solera of Astoria amiibo only at GameStop.
Oh yeah.
And Wario64 is reporting on Twitter. There's word that the Dark Soul remastered amiibo will only be sold in limited quantities, extremely short supply. It's also only being sold online.
Wow.
This is
by the way,
why bother thing.
And by the way, it's available for pre-order right now. So good luck with that, everybody.
Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's not.
Rio 64 is got a link there.
There's two links, and one's working and one's not. And
well, I just went to GameStop website, and
there's two buttons.
It's there for $16.
There's two buttons. Hey guys, let's all buy one and save them for later.
You know what I love about this? I don't know the first thing about Dark Souls. All I'm doing is I'm looking at this picture, and
I cannot put it in my cart.
It looks like a character from Monty.
You know what? You said earlier that this is the weirdest amiibo that's ever been made, and I say no, sir. Wrong, sir. The Smash Luigi amiibo is the weirdest amiibo that has ever been made. What is he doing? Is he taking off? Is he cosplaying a banana without the costume? Is he? What is he doing?
Yeah, but this guy's basically straight out of Monty Python and the Holy Grail. So
he totally is.
I don't know.
I want it now. Thanks.
Yeah.
Now I want it.
I tried putting it in my cart to do a pre-order, and as soon as I click checkout, it says, "Oops, this product's no longer available."
It's because Wario64 posted about it, and I love Wario64. I love what he does, but when he posts about something, it sells out.
I just want a King Arthur amiibo now. That's all I want.
I want the guy with the coconuts.
Yeah,
I want Tim the Enchanter.
Oh my gosh! The next Zelda amiibo patch is Patsy, who just follows you around. That'd be amazing. Okay, so that is Mario Tennis. I don't know. We'll see. It's not like, here's the thing: is that it's not going to be a crappy Mario Tennis game, right? For people who like Mario Tennis, that's great. I've never been a huge Mario Tennis fan, and so they need to do a little bit more to push me over the edge. But I'm pleased enough with this that it looks like a solid offering for Mario Tennis fans at this point. They just haven't gone beyond that yet. So next up, we've got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and this was the Wii U in our notes. There's your Wii U remake for the bingo card. New levels from Mario Odyssey are included in there. How many new levels do we think there are going to be here? Do we have any idea?
It said several.
All right.
But they only showed New Donk City.
Yeah. And then there's 3DS version will also be made with touch controls, and that is coming out July 13th. This is a good game to release on the Switch. I think it's a trainer.
I think this is a great game. So any of you guys have this one for the Wii U?
No, I did.
I didn't.
Yeah, I liked this for the Wii U, and I thought it was a great family-friendly puzzle game. Will it make me double dip? I'm trying to avoid double dipping, obviously.
Yeah, about on the Wii U, but only got through the first chapter.
Really, I really like this one. I like the fact that I would have preferred to hear it was Captain Toad's sequel, and they have the Mario Odyssey levels. So there's some definitely, this has my attention. I think it's not one to be missed. If you did miss this on the Wii U, I think this is a really good one to pick up. I think it'll be great, and I like the 2-player support option that they're providing for this one as well.
Yeah, I agree. So that's cool. I don't know if I'll get it, but it's cool. Here's the thing with a lot of these Switch ports too, is like some of them or most of them, I'm like, oh, I didn't get that the first time because I wasn't excited enough about it, and now what would push me over the edge this time? I realized that like most people didn't have a Wii U, and that's why this is a great idea. But for me,
sure,
that's kind of where I am.
I'm probably going to double dip with this one for a couple of reasons. Number one, Mario Odyssey levels, and the fact that it said several kingdoms. I really enjoyed this game, like super enjoyed this game when it was on the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2-player turnip mode. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Or one player can like move Toad around and the other can throw what seems to be an unlimited supply of turnips from the screen. That screams couch co-op with kids.
Yeah, I think for
and
parents,
I think that's going to be really cool for my family.
It reminded me of the Mario Galaxy Star, like the little kid mode.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just shoot stars at everybody. Like it reminds me.
Except this time you're not yelling at your kid for wasting your star bits that you're going to use to explode stars later on.
Oh no,
Yeah,
I still will.
That's true. Justin's always looking for a reason to yell at his kids. Next up.
Notice he didn't say anything about that.
Next up is Undertale coming eventually, which is cool. I mean,
That's the worst title of a game ever.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to leave that alone. Actually,
and here's the thing: like I saw some people online, they were like, "Coming eventually." What's that? It's all comes back to the humor of the game. Like if you've seen any of the game, it's very. It just fits.
That's like people who have played the game will be like an in-joke.
I just hope that it's not like coming eventually, like Pocket Rumble coming eventually.
Oh my gosh, dude. That's too soon.
Sorry.
It's
Went
been a
there.
year.
I was telling these guys, I was telling you guys earlier for those who are just like listening now, I wish that I had been recording my son's reaction when this popped up on the direct. Because, like, it started out, it was like, hey, who turned out the lights? And then there's the dialogue comes up, and like, Undertale's dialogue has a very distinct sound as it's being typed out.
I'd say visually as well.
Well, yeah, visually too. I mean, a lot of the characters have their own visual font style. And as soon as he heard that sound, he was like, and he was freaking out. Like, he was jumping up and down in the middle of the living room. And I was like, this is one of those things I wish I'd had a video for. But he's excited, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of other people excited about it. Which means, and now that it's on a console, it means I'm finally going to play it.
Yeah.
I just can't play games on PC.
As I recall, I don't know much about Undertale. There is a lot of influence from Mother 3, or Earthbound, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, going back to it, is this game was written, coded, developed, scored, everything by one guy, by Toby Fox, and it's become like a huge sensation, right. And it's like meme worthy. It's one of those games that, like, if the Switch needed to get games, and which it doesn't at this point, like, because the machine's rolling, but if it needed to get games that would push it, up in the public eye, this would be one of those that would be a low hanging fruit to go over. However, somebody in our Discord chat said that one of the reasons we haven't seen it on the Switch so far is because he used a version of something called Game Maker to make it, which made it easy to port to like PS4 and different things like that, because it supported that framework, and it did not support the Switch. And now it's been updated, which is possibly why he's been able to port it over to the Switch now instead of in the past. And they mentioned that another game that is on that same framework that could now possibly come to the Switch is Spelunky.
Ah, that's cool.
And so we may see that one eventually. Not that there's been an announcement or even rumors, but if that's what was keeping it from coming over, bring it on.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Right on.
Undertale's another one of those games where I got through the tutorial and I'm like, okay, I'm done. The story didn't suck me in, and I've seen some of the gameplay of the end game, and that's just bonkers. I'm like,
yeah. I'm interested to see what they do with that, and kind of what's. I have heard enough good things about it, and I love Mother 3. I am probably going to get this, actually.
Well, Zach, just to add a little fuel to the fire, the interesting thing about Undertale is that you can play through it in 2 ways. Actually, 3. You can go through in what's called the genocide route, which is you kill every monster you come across, and the ending changes because of that. Or you can go the pacifist route, in which you never kill a single monster.
Ooh.
And there's the menus change throughout the game based on the pacifist route. Or you can go, just middle of the road. You've killed some, you've saved some, and the game changes based on that.
Interesting. That sounds like I'll probably just pick one.
Watch the other on YouTube.
And I think there are like random elements that sometimes you see things, sometimes you don't, which gives it a replayability. And a game isn't entirely too long, which also encourages replayability.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. Right on. Okay, so next up we've got.
Speaking of games that we didn't ask for.
Oh, geez. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy releasing July 10th. This is, I don't know, I feel like Nintendo and Sony together trained me not to ever want to play this game on a console. And so I really have no desire to play this, especially on my Switch. But that's maybe just me. I don't know. Crash Bandicoot, I know that there is a big audience out there. But sure, let's do that. Why not? I don't know.
This game once again proves that all that has to happen to get a game on Nintendo Switch is for me to buy it on another system.
Yeah. Hey.
Because we just bought Crash Bandicoot Trilogy on the PlayStation 4 today.
Awesome. Well, thank you. We appreciate your contribution to
all you people who buy it on the Switch. You're welcome.
Yeah. Very cool. Next up, we've got Little Nightmares Complete Edition. Justin was super excited about this one.
This creeped the living bejeebus out of me.
He's super excited and looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm playing this one. I don't even have anything to say about it other than that.
Yeah.
Be sure to have your Pac-Man amiibo ready.
Is that? Oh, that's right. It's got some weird thing. I don't know the thing about this game, and so I don't.
Yeah, if you use your Pac-Man amiibo, you can get some weird deformed Pac-Man hood.
It's called. They call it a Pacu mask.
I call
Whatever
it creepy.
You call it, it is freaking weird. It's cool. I look forward to not playing this. I don't know. It was another platformer, and I said it on the thing, but I don't need more platformers in my life right now. Ain't nobody got time for that. But I know that there are people out there who might be excited for it, so let's do it.
Sure,
why not?
So the next is an RPG that Justin is looking forward to.
It's all garbage.
Yeah. So actually, you know what? This one is. So South Park: The Fractured But Whole DLC 1 and 2 will be available at launch. Releasing April 24th. Season Pass will be available because Ubisoft. Anything else about this? I like this is a game. I'm kind of excited that it's coming to the Switch.
The only other thing I have to say about this is that during the Direct, in the middle of the Direct, I finally realized that the title is The Fractured Butthole.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to 2015 or whatever it was. I don't remember.
It's been I think it was. It's been
nice
2 or 3 years since it was announced at E3.
Yeah.
And that was the first thing I saw.
That's pretty funny though.
And it wasn't. And here's the crazy thing about it: it wasn't until the guy doing the voiceover on the Direct kind of jumbled it all together there as he was given the release date, and I was like, did he just say, Oh, it's
It's
Butthole.
it's as if he read that for the first time, like it was his first take. And South Park, fractured butthole.
Which, by the way, I mean, kudos to the Nintendo people for being able to being able to like to make any sort of trailer for a game like that is not that somehow makes it look like a game that even kids could be excited for. Like
they did like start the trailer, like in my second watch through of the direct. It did start that trailer with the something about something offensive role playing game is coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
At least they were upfront about it.
Yeah, that show and IP pulls no punches.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to. Actually, that's one of those games. I know that some people have given up on the. I have given up on the parental controls on the Switch for various reasons. It is games like this that keep those on my system.
Yeah, this is definitely not. This is a rated M for very good reasons.
Yeah, for sure. So I don't know. Adults can be adults and play adult games, and that's okay.
See, very little offends me, and I've seen things in this game and from the first game that made me off-putting, and like, ooh, that's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know. See how it goes. We'll see. That's coming out. When is this coming out here?
April 24.
April 24th. So
Very soon.
Yeah, so that is that's that. Next one here. Oh crap! I just closed the freaking dock. That's what I get for doing. I don't know who's got the next one.
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition releases on May 18th. I don't think they said anything new that we didn't already know. Just that a reminder that it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget, it's coming.
Don't forget. Please look forward to it. That's how the Japanese always announce games. I don't know. Hey guys, who wants more stereotypes? Let's keep going. I'm tired.
Is there a new Punch-Out game coming? Wait, no, okay. So ARMS will have a U.S. and Canada online open tournament.
It started now, actually.
Oh yeah, it is the 8th. I think prelims are from the 8th to 18th, and I think that they said the top 8 people go on to the finals, which will be March 31st in a live streamed event.
Yeah, which it amazes me how much they continue to push this game. By the way, like I don't know what it is about this, but like the fact that they push this so much it's surprising to me actually that they.
It surprised me that they mentioned it, because considering they they did an announcement saying there are no more updates. This game is done. Yeah,
and yet they have updated it since. Like they've patched it again since, I guess.
Oh really?
like I think it was either a balance patch or balance patch. Is that what I just said? It's
this latest patch was a balancing patch, but also they added in the ability to play with giant arms.
What?
Yeah,
that's crazy talk. I love that. And I guess what they're saying is that there's no more no more new characters or
new
levels
content, right? So also starting on March 31st is going to be a 3-day global test punch. Kind of similar to what they had the weekend before the game launched. So you're able to download the client for free and play that weekend,
which is hilarious. Like I don't know what to make of that.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know what they're trying to plug because like what is the benefit here? I don't understand.
Sales.
Well, yes, but I don't know. It's just weird.
They're probably trying to squeeze out as much as they can squeeze out before Smash comes out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for sure. And I think too, like
if Splatoon didn't kill it, Smash will.
Yeah, that's true. And I think too, like, and we're about to get into Smash for a minute here, or I guess we'll probably have a little bit longer of a conversation about this. So ARMS again, the finals is on, and they're doing like a big live stream and everything. Here's my guess. they could potentially announce ARMS characters for Smash, or they'll at least show something for Smash at the end of that. Maybe it's
I think that is entirely possible, or ARMS 2.
Maybe, yeah, that's another possibility.
Or just like even just the acknowledgement that ARMS 2 exists, or that they're working on it.
Or another possibility, given what Nintendo has been doing with other franchises lately, or other games, is that there will be a collector's starter. What do they call it? The starter edition. That's what they did with Breath of the Wild and Splatoon, where it'll come with, I don't know, something.
Stickers.
It'll come with stickers.
It'll come with a Slinky.
Yeah, something weird that they'll do just to get more people. Because I think what they're trying to do as well is that Nintendo really loves those evergreen titles, and this one maybe needs a little bit more support to become evergreen or to stay evergreen.
So
that's what they're doing.
What, like in the whole Nintendo online ecosystem that we're about to experience, what's the likelihood that this and Smash can exist at the same time?
Oh, there's no way.
You think that it just completely kills it on that it kills any online?
I think that, and it's hard to say maybe what's going on in Japan too, because I don't know that, but like I feel like that there's got to be I don't know, I just don't see it. I don't see they're different enough though that they could be, and they're like, maybe they have a small enough but dedicated enough cult following that has that people are going to continue with this. I don't know. We'll see, but I really don't see it going past Smash. So maybe this is the last hurrah, and then we just kind of see it fade into the background as Smash comes in. And honestly, if they were smart, they would allow it to. I think it would be foolish for them to actually continue to promote it when Smash is around. I think they need to blow the doors off with Smash.
Absolutely.
So,
I think that ARMS honestly is one of those titles that they can let fade into the background for a little bit, and then when Smash has a couple years on it, or 3 years, then ARMS 2 can hit. Right.
Yeah.
And actually have a potential to make an impact. But if they do it like they did Splatoon and ARMS this time, it's like, oh, hey, it's new Smash. And then 6 months later, it's like, yeah, we got ARMS too. It's going to have the collective, impact of someone sitting on a whoopee cushion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to care.
Yeah. So that's ARMS. I don't know why we spent so long talking about ARMS.
Well, they also announced that they're going to do panels at GDC about ARMS and Splatoon. Separate panels for each. Yeah, not one for both.
Yeah. And do they end up publishing those online? By the way,
typically not.
Yeah, I remember seeing some. I remember seeing some of the Zelda one published online quite a bit. But it was at least 6 months later, so I don't remember. But yeah, so then finally we've got Splatoon 2. There's a 3.0 update coming with a new ranking and stages and gear, which I can't get too excited about that. However, I know that there are people out there that are rank S+, and for those people, having a rank X is cool, but I don't know. Well, for those people, that's exciting. And then what actually was exciting for me was the Octo expansion, which is basically an additional single-player mode campaign that has 80-something levels. You get to play as Agent 8, who is an Octoling, which is cool. I saw this funny. I don't know if I actually did tweet this out. It was the trailer had both. Let me find the tweet here. But the trailer was basically, can we talk about how Pearl and Marina are Tupac and Biggie in this? So I don't know if you see this in go and look on my Twitter about this, but it's totally true. In what they're wearing, it's funny. But yeah, so there's an Octoling, which is kind of funny. I don't know what else is going on there, but that's cool. I actually, what it did is it made me excited to go back and finish the single player campaign. I didn't quite finish it, but I do need to do that because it was fun. And it also will let you play as an Octoling in the multiplayer games. You can pre-purchase it right now to get exclusive gear, and it's coming out in the summer.
Make
So-
sure you
Did
download
anybody
the right side.
notice? Did anybody else notice that it said you'll be able to play as an Octoling in multiplayer battles
I
only
did.
when you finish all 80 rooms?
I did.
Is that what it said?
It did. It said, and once you finish, you'll be able to play as an Octoling.
And I guarantee you those are going to be hard levels. Like those
Oh, yeah.
are challenging things.
This is
Like-
Splatoon 2 Master Sword Trials.
yeah.
Or the bike.
Yeah. Well, except for the fact that you can then go online and boast to everybody and say, "Hey, look, everyone, look at my character. I did that." Right? And like that's a big sort of bragging rights sort of thing that is
It's Gold Mario
yeah.
in Mario Kart, right?
There- that's a good example. Except that you had to pay $20 in order to start trying. But yeah. So that's that. I'm excited to play more of the single player campaign for that. That's fun. I think here's what we really need to get down to is
It's a new Smash Brothers. They had champion. Can I go back and rewatch this one?
okay. So that is Roger again. Go watch his video. He's a goof.
We'll have to send him a link saying thanks, Roger, for being on this week's show.
Yeah, exactly. So Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch, Inklings. The announced trailer was very similar to the announcement trailer for Splatoon. Like it was like shot for shot, like it started exactly the same way as the original Splatoon reveal, which I thought was cool. Except for the fact that it had both the boy and girl in that, which I thought was neat. But yeah, so Smash Brothers is coming out this year. It's a working title given in the press release. This is likely. There are a few things that have come out, and I looked on the Smash Brothers boards too on Reddit. There are a few different things that suggest that this is a totally new game. That this is not a port. One of them is the title, which I think we said before, right? That in the press release they said Smash Brother. It was not like they said that it was a working title, which is important because if it was a port, then I feel like they would be. Anyways,
Right. If it was a port, it would be Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're calling it Nintendo Switch Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, exactly. So, not only that, but there was another piece of evidence potentially in that is at least backing this up, and we don't know. It could be a port. We don't know. Is that it was very much a teaser video, just like the Bayonetta video and the Metroid Prime video, right? Like those are both as well. Like those are big games that were teased, right? And Nintendo's been doing that. At least there's some consistency there. The logo is actually like the word Super Smash Brothers is like the art is different in the Wii U and 3DS versions. Like the text is different in the logo, so that is another tick in the this is a new game sort of thing. So I don't know, man. I think we shouldn't underestimate as well, though, the fact that every Smash Brothers game brings content from the previous games. So let's not misunderstand and saying they're going to completely reinvent the wheel here. Like it's definitely going to follow that tradition, regardless of here's a bunch of characters and levels from previous games, and the extent to which they do that, I think is, I think that's up for debate. We don't know for sure, but I really feel like this is, there is a reason that this isn't coming until the end of the year. And it's cool that it's coming at the end of 2018, but if it was a port, they would have led with it. And I think that's really exciting. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts on all this?
I think this is a port.
Okay.
And I think so for a couple of reasons. And I think a couple of pretty big reasons. Number one, the date. With it being 2018 and with Nintendo, like Bayonetta 3 did not get a date. Metroid Prime 4 did not get a date. And so you're telling me that Sakurai, who said after the Wii U and 3DS versions of Smash Brothers, I'm done, I'm walking away, has been able to do a brand new Smash game in less than 4 years.
Well, what has he done?
Especially when you look at the dev
since-
cycles of all of the ones, like especially Brawl and the Wii U 3DS versions, like all of the teasers leading up to it and all the character reveals and all that stuff. It, like there's if and this is a big if this is what Nintendo launches its online service with, which I think it is, then there is a very short window of time to cram all of the information that Sakurai likes to put out ahead of a Smash game into that window. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The second reason I think it's a port is because if you look at those Inklings that were in the trailer, they are the exact models of Inkling amiibo that came out first with Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's the orange Inkling girl and the blue Inkling boy.
Yep.
And so if they're going to port it over and they're going to include amiibo functionality, then that's the way they do it. They don't go back and make brand new amiibo of everyone else. And yes, Breath of the Wild Link's in there. Great. But you could use those other amiibos in Smash. That's my point. You know, you use the Splatoon amiibo in Smash. You use the Breath of the Wild Link in Smash for him. Now, notably, too, here, and this is something that I did pick up on the second watch on the trailer, Mario is not Cappy Mario.
Okay.
It is very,
right?
it's very clear in the moment that it shows Mario's silhouette or wherever. It's very clear that the M patch is on his hat and not the eyes.
Right. Well,
So-
isn't Cappy can turn into the M though, right?
He can, but why would they show Link as Breath of the Wild Link and not show Mario as Cappy Mario? You get what I'm... There's a correlation there. It's like...
It's possible. I see what you're saying.
It is possible, but I honestly feel like this is going to be a port over from the Wii U version with all the DLC included and some extra characters like Inklings, and a lot of people, the speculation's running right now that it's going to be Rex from Xenoblade will probably get included. And I would be happy with that, honestly. If they port over all the 3DS stages, throw in Inklings, throw in Rex, throw in some Ice Climbers, maybe a couple other surprise characters, that feels like a good hype train leading up to its release. But here's what I also think. We're not going to see any more of this until E3.
Yeah, that's probably true. I will say though, the other thing is, I feel like the I don't think that it's a completely new thing, like from Melee to Brawl or from Brawl to Smash 4. I don't think it's going to be that big of a jump or that big of a difference. I think that and I said this in our live thing too, is that I think that our best comparison is Splatoon 2, where like it's pretty much like, I mean, Splatoon hardcore people are going to tell me that I'm totally wrong, but it's pretty much like on the surface, yes, it's different guns, different stages, but it's the same game. You know what I mean? And I feel like that, like, we're not going to see the sort of mechanical differences. Characters that have been around for a while, if they haven't gotten a complete rework, they're going to be pretty much exactly the same. They're going to want to keep that consistency for the existing Smash community. They'll probably do a lot of balancing and stuff too, but I think for the most part, what we're going to see, the other thing that I think we got to keep in mind is the fact that Smash Brothers, if they were to just take their time, make a new game instead of a port, and like a huge benefit to doing a port instead of a new game instead of a port is they can charge for DLC, and they can charge for stuff that would have been in a definitive edition. And I would not be surprised if it launches with a pretty decent roster, right? Like, it's going to have a big roster, but it's going to be missing some characters. Everybody prepare yourselves. Some of your favorite characters are going to be missing if this is not a port. Some of your favorite characters are going to be missing from Smash 4, and especially like the redundancies in like those Fire Emblem characters or things like that. Like, there are going to
Please get rid of all of those Fire Emblem characters.
well, let's keep some of them, but I
mean, keep the ones that play different.
Yeah, and I feel like there's lots of different options there, but I think regardless, they're gonna have Springman, and they're gonna have Inklings, and they're gonna have who else? Like the sandwich guy from 1-2 Switch is gonna be in there eating his sandwich. I don't know who
Milk guy from 1-2 Switch is not a playable character.
Milk guy, there you go. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be cool. But everybody I am also preparing myself right now for the salt. Because
here's the deal. I think your explanation of new is more what we're going to get. Yeah. And that's why I hesitate to call it new. I mean, I think when you say new, this is a new Smash Brothers game, and then we get what you say. Yes, it's new, but that will incite riots. It's kind of like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe didn't really have anything new, right? And I'd say that's kind of an extreme example. Like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe was just a straight re-release with the DLC unlocked from the beginning.
It did give you 2 item slots, but that's
they did, and they gave you new characters.
So yeah,
right?
Minor differences. But,
right. So I think it's going to be more than that.
So I'd call that an enhanced port.
You could call it new, but it's not really, right? Yeah. And so I just I know the speculation is huge because it's just a teaser, but I really can't wait to see where they go with it. But I'm going to make a prediction here, and you can go back to this episode in a year or in September. Rabbids are in this game.
Oh, dude, that is a great prediction.
Rabbids are in this game. It's happening. You're going to be able to fight as a Rabbid.
I want to know specifically Rabbid Mario, Rabbid Luigi. That's what I want. You are absolutely right. I want him to come in. I want him to have a gun. I want a Rabbid to have a gun in this game. And maybe just have all the different skins be the different Marios or the different Rabbids.
I think that's fantastic. And you know what else makes me excited about this game? Can you imagine what the Splatoon stage is going to be like?
Oh, it's going to be great. I'm excited to see the Splatoon, the Inklings, and just sort of how, shooting a bunch of ink all over the place, and you're slowing down the other fighters while also being able to increase your own speed across the map. That's a cool idea for a Smash character.
And I really hope I would like to see, Nintendo did a really great thing with in the last Smash Brothers of including those legacy characters like Mega Man and Pac-Man.
Yep.
I really need those guys to come back.
Yeah.
Especially Mega Man. And everybody knows, big old Mega Man fanboy, right? But I need Mega Man, and I would need Pac-Man to come back. And all the other legacy, and I want to see some more legacy guys. Where's my Simon Belmont in Smash?
Here's another thing.
Can you imagine how amazing he would be?
By the way, there is another thing that says it may be a. No, never mind. That's some people were saying, "Oh, see, this isn't a port because the rating is pending on the website." Yeah, I hate to tell you, but anytime you port a game,
some people also said it wasn't a port because it said that HAL Laboratories was developing it too, which is crazy.
That says the original game is HAL Laboratories.
I do want to throw this out here as I know we need to move on, but this was in our notes. Sakurai has confirmed that he is indeed involved with this game.
Yep.
On Twitter tonight. So I feel like that's kind of a big thing because he didn't. I mean, am I wrong in saying after Wii U he said I'm done?
Has he done that?
I don't think that's the first time he said that. Yes.
Yeah, he's kind of like it's like when Michael Bay says he's done with the Transformers franchise. Yeah, but we'll believe it when we actually see a good movie.
Here's the thing that makes me think that this may the idea that from what you were saying before, Marty, about how it's unlikely or it's hard to believe that they could be done this game already. Namco Bandai was highly involved in the last game, and I would not be surprised if they were highly involved for a long time since that they have been involved in continuing to make this game. And which bodes well for having Pac-Man in the game again, right? Or whatever, which by the way, that arcade version of Mario Kart developed by Namco Bandai as well. Like, that's awesome. I want that.
That can totally come home to Switch. I would be all over that.
Yeah, the fusion mode that they have in that game is great. That's a little sidebar, but Namco Bandai knows their stuff, and I would not be surprised if they were involved. And if Sakurai was much more involved in like a consultation sort of role, like I don't think that he's nearly as involved as he was last time, because I think that same team that made Smash 4 probably is making this, and they know their stuff now, and he probably, I don't know, with his new robot hand, which he undoubtedly has because of his weird carpal tunnels injuries that he had from last time, like he's probably just kind of like Thanos style in a big chair, just overseeing the whole thing. So yeah. I don't know.
But my son's the Smash Brothers fan in this house, and when I showed him that reveal, and that's the I wish I was recording him moment, because he's a little slow on the uptake at times, and so he'll get the joke or get the point of the message, but it takes like 3 times as long than most people. So you can actually see the process in his face.
Oh,
that is amusing.
I showed it to my son too, and he was like, what? Like Smash Brothers, and he was really excited. And then the 2018 hits, and he was like, oh, 2018! Like he was really excited. So.
There's a great reaction video on My Nintendo News right now of somebody who was filming the crowd at Nintendo New York when that announcement dropped.
Oh, dude.
And like watching the 2 waves go through the crowd. The first one is when they realize it's Smash, but then when 2018 hits, it's fantastic.
I did see that article, but I haven't watched the video. I need to go back and look at that.
Is this here? Okay, here we go. This is going to be great audio, by the way. Oh, wait a minute. That's a 36-minute video. What's going on?
No.
What? Where's the?
It was like 1 minute and 36 seconds.
I think I saw CND. I think was the one that put it up, or someone from there.
Is it? Oh, where's this? What is going on? Okay, never mind. So it's the Nintendo Direct. Blah blah blah. This is great radio, by the way. Splatoon 2. Yada yada yada. Here we go. Okay. Here's the sound. They're like, oh, great. The crowd at this point is like, great. We don't care. It's another Splatoon game. What's going on? Fast forward a little bit. Here we go.
That's realization number 1.
Yeah, there we go. And it's spanning out. Everybody, all these dudes together. I don't think there's a single female in the entire crowd, by the way.
I like how you sound shocked.
Yeah, and then the next. That's funny, dude. There you go, 2018.
And then somewhere in the background, you can hear Roger as well over the crowd.
Yeah, from his home in Chicago, or wherever he lives. No, wait, he doesn't. He's from Chicago, but he lives in California now. And he just
Let's go back and rewatch this. Hold on. Let me go back.
Okay. Right on.
Thank you, Roger.
We love you, Roger. You are amazing. Okay, so that is wow. We are at 2 hours, folks. You know what?
said it couldn't be done.
There we go.
And I didn't talk, basically.
I know, dude. What you could have just slept in even, but we appreciate. We appreciate your presence and your gifts. And anyways, bad joke. Okay, well, listen. Know what we've been playing today. No, we actually got something else cool we're doing immediately after this. So we gotta wrap up the show here. But I don't know. Any final thoughts, guys, on the Direct as a whole? I thought it was pretty. Here's the thing: is that if they wouldn't have announced Smash 4, it would have been a mad Direct. Like, let's be real for a minute. It was not super exciting until they announced Smash 4, or Smash 5. Smash 5? Is that what it is?
Smash for Switch.
Switch Smash.
I think the version is still yet to be determined.
Yeah, TBA. But until they announced Smash, it was not the greatest Direct in the world. I thought it was okay. I thought it was fine. They had the Monty Python amiibo, which was cool, but I don't know. So it is what it is. It's cool. I'm definitely excited for Undertale. I'm excited for a couple of different things here. Here's the reality though. I wrote a thing down. This is just to keep everybody sort of like hyped down a little bit. Between now and May, there are only 4 things that were announced. There were 4 things that were announced for either March or April. One of them was the ARMS tournament. One of them was Splatoon 3.0. The only other 2 games that are coming out. Oh, I guess I missed the 3DS. I missed 5 because I missed Detective Pikachu. So there's Kirby and Detective Pikachu this month, and next month we have South Park. Other than that, that's all we have until May. And then in May, we have Donkey Kong Country, we have Street Fighter, which was not announced today or talked about today, Hyrule Warriors, Little Nightmares, Dark Souls, Dylan's Dead whatever fart. Then in June we have Sushi and Mario Tennis, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games that are coming July or later. So it felt like there was a lot there, but also none of it's really coming for a while. Right, like I think that's an important thing to keep in mind too.
Well, I mean, you've got a pair in there. We've got Labo in April, right? Like there's a fair bit there. I think Nintendo has done a good job painting the story of what's going to be on the docket. I mean, essentially now we know what is up until basically July. They've cleared that out pretty well.
I forgot about Labo. You're right, Justin. And Labo looms large in April, and May is quite full. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I was making the joke a couple episodes ago before. I said maybe March should be our clear your backlog month as we move forward. And I think that I think in a lot of ways we should start considering that, because there's a lot of great things. And of course, the other thing is that indie games. That's the other thing I would say here is that there really wasn't much of what I would call an indie showcase or an indie showcase here at all.
Yeah.
We're obviously going to have Alex on here in a couple moments and talk a little bit about Flipping Death, but there are a bunch of indie games that at any point can drop, and all of a sudden you've got a treasure trove and a flood of games. Speaking of treasure trove, obviously Shovel Knight as well. There is a ton of content that I think is on the horizon. They're just showing us the big names.
Yeah.
And I think it's an interesting place to be for sure.
Yeah, agreed. Right on. Well, we're doing a whole separate deal with that interview, so I'm gonna find our music as we get ready to go out the door here. Right on. Well, hey guys, it's been fun. It's been a good show. And thank you everybody for listening. Of course, if you want to support the show, you can go over to patreon.com/NintendoDads. We talked about it before. Go over there and check it out, because it's amazing. For all you people out there who want to support the show, for as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. For as little as $5, you can get in on the Discord server, which is super exciting. I guess I also want to just point out, if there are people out there who don't know about my new show that I've been doing for about a month now, a little over a month, I would say, is my new show called The Shift Show. It is my psychology show that I do with my friends at work, at the psychology practice that I work at. It's really fun. I got to talk to a sex therapist this week, which was super cool. As well, I've talked about like animal therapy and pets. I've talked about all sorts of cool stuff, mental health. We're doing all sorts of cool stuff over there. So go check it out if you want, and if that is interesting to you. As well, if you want to follow us on the show, you can follow us at Nintendo Dads on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. If you want to email us, nintendodads@gmail.com is the place to do that. I have not done this in a while. I'm going to find my notes here. I am out of practice, and I became the walk-in because of that.
I didn't know if you were walking or Bill Cosby.
I don't know. It's kind of both. If you want to watch our videos, Twitch or YouTube, Nintendo Dads, look for us. You'll find us. If you want to call us, 929-25-NDADS. That's 929-256-3237. We have voicemails that we will play next week. That's the thing. Or the week after, if that's not the thing. Anyway, if you want to buy Nintendo Dads merch, Nintendo Dads store, tiny.cc/Nintendo Dads store. Big thanks to OC Remix for our music throughout the show. And of course, if you want to change the world, go over to iTunes, leave us a 5-star review. Written reviews are even better. And if you want to subscribe, go over to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and of course, VGTribune.com. For me, for Justin, for Jesse, and for Marty, we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Nintendo Dads.
Wobble Puffet? Wobble Buffet?
I love that kid and I love that clip.
Mm-hmm.
Are we off the air?